MMA fans everywhere know that while each weight class has its own appeal and style, there is nothing quite like the raw power and excitement that comes from the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions. In those divisions where power reigns supreme and some of the toughest and fear-inducing warriors clash, one name has continued to resonate like thunder. This is Jailton Almeida, a heavyweight fighter currently signed to the UFC, who has amassed a 100% finish rate since his time in the world's most prestigious MMA organization. Known for his imposing presence, Almeida stands tall as a force to be reckoned with, penetrating each of his opponents with pure fear. But does he have what it takes to join the ranks of some of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, such as Jon Jones, Couture and Stipe Miocic, as one of the few men lucky enough to be crowned heavyweight champ? The roots of Jailton Almeida's journey to becoming a feared heavyweight lie in the turbulent streets of Brazil. Almeida was raised in the neighborhood of Salvador, where adversity was a constant companion, and his path to stardom was illuminated by an unbreakable spirit and will to overcome. As a young man, Almeida's first dream was to pursue a career in soccer, as is many of Brazil's youth. However, financial barriers prevented him from giving it a go, as his family was unable to afford the $10,000 charge to join one of Brazil's local soccer clubs. Jailton then pivoted to follow in the footsteps of his father and took up fighting. He began boxing training as young as 6 years old and was already developing his jiu-jitsu skills at just 11 years old. A terrible tragedy that fueled his determination further, the haunting memory of his missing brother. Almeida was one of his divorced parents' 11 children, and in the rough streets of Brazil, his older brother, Alexandre, turned to a local gang in order to make money. However, just one day after becoming affiliated with the group, he disappeared and was never seen again. This personal torment further drove Jailton to pivot his life's course, channeling his pain into the discipline of martial arts. Almeida's transition from the mean streets of Salvador to the cage was nothing short of remarkable. His raw power, coupled with an unrelenting commitment to self-improvement, propelled him through a number of regional promotions with the speed of a freight train. His striking, on it through years of adversity, became a weapon to be feared and respected. He also showed great cardio and grappling prowess. After a couple of early defeats, he went on an 8-fight win streak in smaller promotions before getting the call from the UFC to join Dennis White's Contender Series 39.
Esta llamada ground and pound, golpe Barcelona y ahora sí, mira.
Ay, después
ahora
la
sí.
combinación
Adiós,
fue excelente.
adiós, adiós.
Esto es cuestión de tiempo y así se termina sin tomar un golpe.
At 13-2, his first UFC bout saw him matched up against Dagestani Nasruddin Nasruddinov in a light heavyweight duel. Almeida, unscathed by the heralded wrestling of the Dagestani, was able to submit Nasruddinov with a rear naked choke.
Switch palm to palm. Yeah, that's it.
In the second round, and Jailton had arrived.
Quite some time, and you could see the emotion pouring out into the octagon.
Since his journey in the UFC began on the Contender Series, Almeida's career has only trended upwards. Each opponent who has dared to share the cage with him has been subjected to his explosive striking and ground game, and he was yet to lose a fight in the promotion, let alone let one go to a decision. He got a TKO victory over Danila Marques at UFC Fight Night Hermansson vs Strickland in the first round, and followed that up by choking out Parker Porter in his debut at heavyweight at UFC Fight Night Holm vs Vieira in mid-2022.
Where he does some damage.
He's chasing that choke. Oh, the pipe.
God, he's gonna tap. There it is.
Next to fall was Anton Turkal, who fought Jailton in a catchweight bout at 220 pounds at UFC 279 in Las Vegas. Almeida was able to secure another rear naked choke in the first round and claimed his first performance of the night bonus.
Y el antecedente que hiciste mención desde el inicio, especialista en mataleón, y una de las fórmulas es pum pum golpeo,
Fresh off a dynamic victory in his very first pay-per-view fight, Almeida's hype was at all-time high. His next challenge came a few months later in January of 2023 at UFC 283 in his native Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. His opponent was Shamil Abdurahimov, another Dagestani fighter with a daunting wrestling background. Adding even more fire to the flames was the fact that at the time Abdurahimov was riding a 3-fight losing streak and his future with the UFC was very much in question. That future would be decided in the second round that night.
Muy fuerte. Y aquí tenemos la del escorpión, España Franco.
As Almeida secured a TKO over the Dagestani, leading to another performance of the night bonus and Abdurahimov's UFC departure. Jailton was now 18-2, and whispers of an eventual heavyweight championship began to spread like a wildfire. The UFC brass took note of the growing anticipation and booked Almeida's next fight shortly after, a match-up against noted opponent Jairzinho Rozenstruik, who was coming off a dynamic knockout of Chris Daukaus. The fight was set as the main event of a fight night in May of 2023, which was available for free on ABC. The world was going to be able to see if the Brazilian hype train was really all that it was cracked up to be. Spoiler alert, it was. Almeida finished Rozenstruik in the first round with a rear naked choke, improving his UFC record to 6-0 and his overall record to 19-2. The finish also earned Jailton his third straight performance of the night bonus, and it was clear a new heavyweight contender was on the scene. Almeida's quick victory at UFC Fight Night Almeida vs Rozenstruik led to bump up to number 9 in the heavyweight rankings. In a division staked with legacy and upcoming talent such as Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall and Sergey Spivak, it would appear that Jailton is just 1 or 2 more victories away from his ultimate aspiration, a chance at the heavyweight title. He'll get his chance to get one of those needed victories in November of 2023, when he'll match up against the dangerous number 5 ranked heavyweight Curtis Blades in a fight night that they will headline. Blades is a respected fighter and has some impressive wins on his resume, including TKOs of Junior Dos Santos and Tom Aspinall. In a matchup of number 5 versus number 9, Almeida will have his chance to vault into the top 3 and immediate championship contender status. As the tale of Jailton Almeida continues to unfold, it is becoming more and more evident that he possesses all of the traits of a future UFC champion. His ridiculous 100% finish rate, coupled with his tumultuous journey from adversity, showcases the heart of a true warrior. With every crushing strike and breath-snatching submission, Almeida inches closer to etching his name in the annals of MMA history. Fueled by a rough upbringing and a determination to make something better of his life, Jailton's ultimate goals are firmly within his reach. But will he be able to capitalize? His matchup with Curtis Blades looks to be a great litmus test for just how ready the Brazilian is to take on the upper echelon of UFC's heavyweight talent. And I, for one, can't wait to see how it unfolds. Regardless how the fight in the November plays out, Jailton Almeida has already accomplished more in his career than a younger version of him could have ever imagined. He has made a name for himself as a feared competitor, and he looks primed to be a major problem for the heavyweight division for years to come. Until next time, don't forget to smash the like button and smash life!